And video settings, please. Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Yes, guys. Yesterday, I was talking about code-based flow, guys. Did you notice it? I was talking about code-based flow, na diagram-based flow, na. Yes, I was talking about diagram-based flow. Yes, boss. Right. Yeah, newcomers. Newcomers. Any newcomers are there? Ping me yes in the chat box. Any newcomers are there? Ping me yes in the chat box. You missed 3-4 classes. You will get the backup videos. Don't worry. You will get the backup videos. Today in the middle of the session they may come, or after the end of the session you may come. You may get them, or by Monday you may get. By Monday you may get, but definitely you will get backup videos of 4 or 5 classes that you have missed. Yes, I am talking about those people who came from 7 a.m. for attending classes parallelly. Yes. Now listen. Number one, Spring MVC web application deployment. Number two, because of load on startup enabled dispatcher servlet, pre-instantiation, IOC container creation, Spring Beans pre-instantiation and injections takes place. Browser gives request to Spring MVC web application. Number four, as front controller servlet, dispatcher servlet traps and takes the request. Number five, Number five, takes the incoming request URL and returns controller class bean ID. And returns what? Controller class bean ID. Is that clear? Yeah, submits that bean ID, gets a controller class object, calls the handle request method on that object. Either directly process the request, or takes the support of service DAO to process the request and keeps result in MAO object along with the logical view name. That MAO object comes to dispatcher servlet. MAO means model and view class object. Okay. The logical view name is given to view resolver. View resolver returns a view object having physical view name and location. That is 12. On the view object, render method is called. That internal uses rd.forward and control goes to physical view component, nothing but JSP component. That is 15. Next, number 16. Formatted results goes to what? Dispatcher servlet. Number 17. Generated output, formatted output goes to browser as HTTP response. As HTTP response. Today, I would like to go for 15 definitely uses. Okay, request that is there, results that are there in the request scope, guys. Now listen, we'll launch one by one component, guys. We will launch one by one component. Listen carefully. So now, Spring MVC code-based flow. Code-based flow, June 5th. Code-based flow in XML driven configuration. Yeah, since it is a spring batch, guys, first spring MVC will be taught in XML driven configuration. One, two example because outdated. Then we spend more time on annotations, spring MVC annotation. Then spring MVC 100% code, little time. And then we spend again more time in what? Spring Boot MVC. Again, we spend more time on Spring Boot MVC. Clear, guys? Okay. Let's have a look, guys. Spring Boot MVC. Sorry, Spring MVC code-based flow in XML-driven configurations. In XML-driven configuration. Okay, boss. Varaprasad, why server gives all log messages? Why server gives all log messages? Why dispatcher servlet gives log messages related to your controller class, your JSP? How can you understand flow, boss? You have to add logging. You have to add logging, then we can understand. Okay. Only dispatcher servlet related logging will be given. Okay. Stop thinking here and there. Please concentrate. I hope everyone benefited with the today's session. It was boring session or interesting session, or I dragged it. I dragged it unnecessarily for 3 hours. Give your genuine feedbacks. The people benefited, felt boring, because I noticed strength is not that much reduced. Consistently, people are listening till the end. I noticed that. Yeah, everyone knows how to write code of log4j, but today I mainly focused on what? Today we mainly focused on how it is being used in real time. How it is being used in real time. That is what I discussed in today's class, right? Mainly I concentrated on it so that you can speak in the interview room more confidently, boss. Fine. I think that means I can continue tomorrow, same model. Okay, then prepare another 3 to 4 hour session continuously. Prepare, happily prepare. Okay, listen, boss. Spring MVC code driven XM code based flow in XML driven configuration. One by one, we will discuss, guys. Controller class, handler class. Controller class or handler class. Okay. In XML driven configurations, the controller oblique handler class is invasive class. Invasive class. Okay. Invasive class. Okay. Invasive class. Because this class must implement org.sf.web.mvc. Controller interface directly or indirectly. Are like generic, like servlet component, guys. Directly or indirectly. Either directly or indirectly. Listen. Controller docs in Spring. Controller docs in Spring. Come on. Controller docs in Spring. Yeah, what is the package name, guys? This is annotation. No, I'm looking for interface. Interface. I'm looking for package, guys. I'm looking for controller interface docs. We have annotation controller. That's why it is confused, guys. Controller interface. Yes. Tell me. org.sf dot web.servlet.mvc, and it is the interface. What is the method it is having, guys? Handle request method. Yesterday we discussed all these things. Okay. Right. Directly or indirectly. What is this? sf.web.servlet.mvc. org.sf.web.servlet.mvc.controller. Directly or indirectly. Are you getting my point, guys? Because this class must implement org.sf.web.servlet.mvc.controller interface directly or indirectly. Okay. Or it can extend from other ready-made 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 controller classes which internally implements controller interface. Alright, to develop servlet, you need not to directly implement servlet interface. We can extend from generic servlet which internally implements servlet interface, or we can extend from HTTP servlet which extends from generic servlet implements servlet interface. Remember that? Remember that, guys? Okay. So ready-made controller classes are ready-made controller classes are tell me, what are the ready-made controller classes, guys? What are the ready-made controller classes, guys? Simple form controller, abstract controller, abstract controller. Array, I'm talking about ready-made controller classes. Abstract command controller, abstract command controller. Next, what is this? Parameterizable view controller. Okay. Next, and etc. Rest controller is annotation, right? Dirty fellows. Okay, and etc. Now listen, all these classes, implement org.sf.web.servlet.mvc.controller interface directly or indirectly. Okay, cool. Either directly or indirectly. That's the number one. Number two, most of these classes are removed or deprecated, and removed from Spring 4.x and 5.x, 5.x in support to annotations. It is encouraging you to use annotations, guys. Okay, then why are you teaching that? Only for maintenance projects I am teaching that to one example, max to max two examples. I'll try to wind up with 1 2 examples, not more than that. Clear, my dears? Spring 4.x and 5.x in support to annotations. Okay, boss. By mistake, if you see anywhere legacy code, XML driven code, you should be in a position to write the code. And okay, right, boss. I am developing my custom controller, guys. What is that? My controller dot Java. Otherwise, my controller dot Java. Yes, here is what, guys? Public class my controller. What is this? Implements public class my controller implements org.sf.mvc.servlet dot mvc.servlet data web.servlet data web.servlet dot controller. Okay, nice. Now tell me here, what is this? Public mav. What is this? Handle request. Public mav handle request. Throws exception. Public mav handle request comma response throws exception. Okay, mav is what? Model and view. First time na, let me write completely. Model and view. Yes. Right now my request processing logic is very funny, guys. Very funny. This is not a serious logic. Okay. Request processing logic. Okay. Request processing logic. Date D is equal to new date of. Sorry, if this is not good now, let's take a new feature. Local date time. Local date time. Are you listening? Local date time. LDT is equal to local date time dot now off. This will always hold system date, guys. This always holds what? System date. Are you with me, boss? Yeah. Next one. We got a local date time, guys. Request processing logic. Next one. Return mav object. Luckily in mav object, we are having three param constructor, guys. Return new mav. Model and view. Return new model and view. After that, what next? First model attribute name, guys. Later it become request scope data, request attribute. Later it become request part. Sysdate is model attribute name. Understanding my statement, guys? Acha. First parameter is logical view name, then model attribute name and value. Logical view name. Okay, I just want to show home page. I just want to see home page. First home page should come having system date and time. This is my requirement. Logical view name is home. Model attribute name is sysdate. This must be string. This must be string. And model attribute value is okay. This end of the method, end of the class. Yes, guys. This is logical view name. Later, this logical view name will be mapped with physical view name. Physical view name LVN. Okay, this is model attribute name. This is model attribute value. Name. This is my model attribute value. Here is my model attribute value. Clear, guys? Okay. My controller dot Java. Now tell me. Every Spring Bean class must be configured in Spring Bean configuration file. Sorry, every controller class, every Spring MV's controller class must be configured in Spring Bean configuration file, guys. In Spring Bean configuration file. Let us assume This is dispatcher hyphen servlet dot xml. Array, this is dispatcher servlet logical name hyphen servlet dot xml. Yes. Tell me how to configure, guys. Bean ID MC, MC. Class is equal to, let us assume it is there in a package called com.nt.controller.mycontroller. com.nt.controller.mycontroller. Are you listening my statement, boss? Understanding my statement, guys? Come on, are you with me? This is my package com.nt.controller. Yeah, imports also will be there, don't worry. So this is not complete code. That's why I will say in this one. Easy na, boss? Simplest one. This is my logical view name, model attribute name, model attribute value. According to the diagram, what happened? This MOW goes to dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet receives the MOW. Model attribute name and value it will gather, makes as a request scope data, and it takes logical view name and gives to view resolver. Remember? Takes the logical view name and gives to what? View resolver. Cool, guys. Cool, super cool. Next one, handler mapping. Handler mapping. Handler mapping, guys. Yes, this component, okay, gets this component maps the incoming request URIs oblique URLs. The incoming request URIs oblique URLs with controller classes. With what classes, guys? Controller classes, and returns controller class, controller classes bean IDs back to dispatcher servlet. Bean IDs back to dispatcher servlet. Recollect, guys? Okay, boss. There are multiple, there are multiple ready-made handler mapping classes. So generally, we don't get need of developing our own controller classes. We don't get the need of developing our own controller classes. Are you listening my statement, guys? Generally, we don't get the need of developing our own controller classes. We generally don't get need of developing our own controller classes, guys. Okay, guys. Developing, we don't get our own handler mapping classes. Handler mapping classes. All the handler, ready-made handler class, handler mapping classes, directly or indirectly implements. Come on, guys. Okay. Tell me, guys. Handler mapping. Handler mapping. This is not deprecated. web dot web.servlet.servlet mapping statement, guys. Directly or indirectly implements what, guys? org.sf.servlet dot handler mapping interface. What interface, guys? Handler mapping interface. Okay, super. What's the next story, guys? Okay, the ready-made. Listen, everyone. This reflects in when I give code. Handler mapping classes are the ready-made handler mapping classes are. Yes. Shall we understand what are the ready-made handler mapping classes, guys? Okay. There are so many things. Simple URL handler mapping. Next, bean name URL handler mapping. Controller class name handler mapping. Controller class name handler mapping. Next, default annotation handler mapping. Default annotation handler mapping. Next is what? Default annotation handler mapping, guys. What is the next one? D E. Simple URL handler mapping. Bean name URL handler mapping. Controller class name handler mapping. Default annotation handler mapping. After that, what next? Request mapping handler mapping, guys. Yes, you are right. Request mapping handler mapping. Okay, this is good in XML driven configurations. This is good in annotation driven configurations. Yes. This is deprecated in Spring 4.x and removed from Spring 5.x. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay. Sir, how does it looks? How does it looks? Yes, I'm giving one example, guys. Okay. I want to link the incoming request URI which is having show home dot some name. Okay, show home dot do. What dot do? Show home dot do or HTML. Here HTML means not HTML file extension, guys. Extension match URL pattern star dot HTML is there na. If star dot HTML is not there, front controller servlet won't trap the request. If it is not trapped, it won't go to handler mapping. If it is not gone to handler mapping, we won't get controller class bean ID. All are interlinked, guys. Okay. Okay. Dispatcher servlet.xml. In dispatcher-servlet.xml. Okay. Now tell me here, boss. Bean ID. Simple URL handler mapping. Class is equal to simple URL handler mapping, boss. Copy this, paste. End of the bean tag. Property name. What is this property name? See, in this one, set mappings, one prop method will be there. Set mappings there na. What is the type, guys? Properties. Java.util.properties. So we have to do a injection on the top of them. We need to do injection on the top of them. What is that? Mappings. Yes, guys. Under this property tag. Yeah, tell me how to do injection, XML based injection on java.utils.type property, guys. Here we are having props. Here we are having props. Open props and closing props. Open props and closing props, guys. Are you listening? Right. Prop key is equal to welcome.htm. If the incoming request URI is welcome.htm, I am assuming dispatcher servlet URL pattern is star.htm. I am assuming dispatcher servlet URL pattern is star.htm. Are you listening my statement? Okay. Prop key. Tell me next one, guys. Prop key. Here I will map with MC. MC is what? Bean ID is MC. MC only na boss. Prop. Like this, you can repeat this prop tag for multiple times, mapping multiple incoming request URLs with multiple controller class bean IDs. Multiple controller class bean IDs. What is the bean ID? I have taken MC. MC. Everyone understood my point? That is a handler mapping, guys. Easy, easy. Yes, yesterday diagram representation. Today I am giving what? Property of type. Java.util.properties. Java.util.properties. Okay, here is the key. Key URL. Here is value bean ID. Here is value bean ID. Simple URL handler mapping. Come on, collection injection is again used here. This is collection type of property to inject value to that collection type of property. Okay, collection injection, guys. This prop tag can be repeated for multiple time, specifying the key and values. Simply specifying the key and values. Are you listening my statement, guys? Are you listening my statement, guys? Come on. Are you understanding my statement, my dears? Okay. Yeah, in XML driven environment, default handler is in XML driven configurations. The default handler is, but most regularly used in this one. Default handler mapping is bean name URL handler mapping. Bean name URL handler mapping. Cool, guys. Where, guys? In XML driven configuration. In annotation driven configurations, in annotation driven configuration. Okay, request mapping, handler mapping. If you don't configure, also not issue. Request mapping, handler mapping. Super cool, super great. Request mapping, handler mapping, guys. Enjoyed my point, my dears? Yes, guys. Now tell me, are you getting my point, guys? What's the next story to focus, guys? View resolver. Yes, I will link all of them. Don't worry. View resolver. What this component will do, guys? This component maps. This component maps. This component takes LVN and returns view object having physical view name and location. Okay, we have a lot of predefined view resolvers, so there is no need of developing custom view resolver. 99.99 times will adjust with predefined view resolvers. Will adjust with predefined view resolvers. While doing string manipulation 99.99 times, we will try to work with predefined methods only. Maybe in 1-2 situation, we think about our alternates, right? Same story here. This component maps, this component, this component maps logical view name to the name and location of physical view name. Logical view names to physical view name, physical view names, physical view names. Okay, guys. And returns view object having the name and location of physical view name. The name and location of physical view names. The name and locations of the names and locations. Okay. Returns view object having logical name of physical view name. This component maps, okay, logical view name to the name and location of physical view name and returns view object having the name and location of physical view name, guys. Okay. Next. Clear, my dears? There are multiple view resolvers. So come on. So we need not to. Sir, our extension match URL pattern is .htm. It is not dot. Our file names will be having extension .html. Both are different. Dirty fellow, Skyline. Start HTML is different. HTML is different. It will not go. If you are not bothered, you take star dot do. I don't have any issue. If you are confused with HTML, take star dot do, guys. And in real-time projects, HTML will not be used. Mostly we use JSP was. Best view component technology is still what JSP. Okay, but later Angular and React JS also picking up. It's not like that, but so in Java environment, JSP is the best. So we need to, so we need not to develop them manually. We need not to develop them manually. Okay. And all these classes, all these ready-made view resolver classes, okay, directly or indirectly, implements view resolver interface. View resolver in Spring Docs. Okay, guys. View resolver. Yes, this is the documentation, guys. View resolver. See this? What is the? There are multiple view resolvers, so we need not to develop them manually. Okay, we need not to develop view resolver manually. All these ready-made view resolver classes directly or indirectly implements what is this? View resolver interface. Come on. What interface, my dear? View resolver interface. Okay. Now listen. The ready-made view resolvers are, yes, guys. Now tell me, guys, internal resource view resolver. Internal resource view resolver. Now listen. Suitable to locate view component of locate and get the name and location of private area view component. Private area view component like JSP pages, inside WebINF. I think you are recognizing my terminology. Inside WebINF and servlet component, because servlet components always inside servlet, inside WebINF folder. JSP pages inside WebINF folder. JSP or HTML pages inside WebINF folder and servlet component. Okay. These are what, guys? Ready-made view resolvers. Come on, come on. Are you with me? This is, see the name, internal resource. I am ready to locate those view components that are internal to web application. That are internal to web application. That is A. XML view resolver. That is C. What resolver, guys? XML view resolver. Are you listening? Internal resource view resolver. Come on, guys. XML view resolver, guys. After that, what next? Okay, we have a lot of resource bundle view resolver. Okay, URL based view resolver. Okay, no default view resolvers. Every view resolver you should configure. Next, URL based tiles view resolver, guys, to work with the tiles framework and etc. Okay, and etc. So here, not best, not good, guys. Based on the situation, we have to use. No default view resolvers. No default view resolvers. No default view resolvers. Are you listening? Okay. In Spring MVC application. No default view resolvers in. Moreover, every view resolver must be configured in web.xml. Must be configured in web.xml. Sorry, in Spring Bean configuration file. Okay, listen, guys. Whenever we are using JSP, and that too, if we place that JSP in private area for protection purpose, if you place that JSP in private area for production purpose, what purpose, guys? Protection purpose. Protection purpose. We prefer what? Internal resource view resolver. Most regularly used view resolver is what? Internal resource view resolver. Are you getting my point, guys? Understanding my statement, guys? Saket SV, I said set mapping method returns bean ID or view handler mapping component returns bean ID. I said who returns bean ID, my dear? By taking those inputs, overall component returns bean ID, right? Overall component returns bean ID. So then why are you running after this one? Setter method is only to set the inputs, not to gather the output, right? Okay. Must be configured. Now listen. Every handler mapping, every handler mapping must be configured in Spring Bean configuration file. I already said every controller class must be configured in Spring Bean configuration file. Okay, guys. Now, generally, note Spring MVC recommends. Why it recommends? I will talk. View components like recommends to place the view components like servlet comma JSP servlet oblique JSP oblique HTML HTML and etc. in private area. What area, guys? In private area for various advantages. Various advantages. Come on. Shake from public area also you can get it. But advantages are where with the private area. In private area to get various advantages. To get what, guys? Various advantages. Tell me, my dear. To simply get various advantages, guys. Recommends to get various advantages. To locate such view components, we need to use, see the name, internal resource view resolver. To locate such view components, we need to use what? Internal resource view resolver. Are you with me, guys? In Spring Bean configuration file. What is that? Dispatcher-servlet.xml. Yeah, now view resolver configuration. Let us assume, guys, I have one JSP, home.jsp is there in a private area. So this is web content folder project, guys. Spring MVC project. Spring MVC project. Eclipse web application. Eclipse web application. Okay, there something will be there. We don't bother. Here is my web content folder. Under this web content folder, what will be there? WebINF will be there. Array, private area. Under WebINF, what will be? Any private, anything under WebINF is a private only, right? Pages. Okay, not pages, you may take something else. Okay. So what is that? Home.jsp. Home.jsp. This is my web.xml file. Now tell me guys, my JSP is there in private area na public area na? WebINF and its subfolder fall under what, guys? Private area. This is WebINF and its subfolders, not just WebINF, not just WebINF. And outside Kachra will be there, na? That is public area. Outside we will keep what? HTML file, JSP files for global visibility and accessibility to get some attention. So that is called what? Public area components. Public area components, guys. Here is my private area components. One is public area components, other one is what? Private area component. Yes, guys. Bean ID is equal to, what is equal to? Bean ID is equal to, Bean ID is equal to, come on guys. Internal resource view resolver. Class is equal to internal resource view resolver. I'm just taking the class. These are very busy classes, guys. Internal resource view resolver. End of the bean tag. Yeah, listen. This internal resource view resolver expects two things from you people. One is prefix, another one is suffix. For the given logical view name, it append prefix and suffixes, and okay, the component becomes stable. The component become automatically stable. Come on, guys. Yes. Tell me here, what is that? Property name is equal to prefix. Value is equal to slash webinf slash pages slash. Array prefix contains what, guys? Prefix contains what? Location. Prefix contains location. Come on. Next, suffix contains extension. Property name suffix. Value is equal to .jsp. Value is equal to what, guys? .jsp. So this is suffix is technology. Suffix is what? Technology. Comfortable so far, guys? Now tell me guys, what is the logical view name I am going to get here? Welcome. Please listen, see the totality. Welcome. Where it goes? As part of model and view object, it goes to dispatcher servlet. What dispatcher servlet do? Okay. Model and view object related model attribute name and values will be taken. Okay. But it gives logical view name to view resolver. What logical view name? According to this internal resource view resolver, what is the basic logic? Append prefixes and suffixes to the given logical view name. To the given logical view name, append prefix and suffixes automatically. And it becomes what? More lengthier than what? Easy one. Okay. So then what happens, guys? Slash webinf slash pages slash home.jsp. Like this, one big lengthy URL is formed to locate the view component, to simply locate the view component. Are you listening my statement, boss? Okay. Prefix talks about location, JSP talks about technology. In Spring Bean configuration file, dispatcher-servlet.xml. Takes logical view name, home, and appends prefixes and suffixes. Prefers, what is the append prefixes and suffixes? To return view object having physical view name and location. To return view object having physical view name and location. What guys? Physical view name and location. I hope you convinced, my dear. Come on, guys. Come on. Are you understanding my point? Yeah. Overall, what happens? I will get the view object according to our theory. What is the logical view name we are exposing here? Home. Where it goes? Dispatcher servlet. Dispatch servlet used to whom? View resolver. Right now, who is whom resolver? Internal resource view resolver. Let us assume. Okay. If not that, same thing will be handled by someone else. Now tell me, guys, what he has done? Okay, what he has done? Come on, view object. It returns view object having physical view name and logical view name. Slash webinf slash pages slash. Tell me, welcome.jsp. So now tell me, it has become complete file name or not? This part we got it from prefixes. This part we got it from suffix. Here is my prefix, guys. Here is my suffix. Sorry, it is a home.jsp or welcome.jsp. What is logical view name, guys? Sorry, it's my mistake. What's the logical view name, guys? Home.jsp. I think you enjoyed. Okay, tomorrow I want to change home.jsp is gar.jsp. gar.jsp. Okay. Do I need to touch? Do I need to touch anything in this Java code, guys? Here we can change or not. Okay. Location of private area, I change it to some other location. Do I need to get up and touch, guys? No. It can be changed to other location directly. Are you getting my point, guys? Mr. Ramanji Ram, Mr. Ramanji Ram, think about what I am presenting now. Think about what I am presenting. Why are you thinking here and there? Keep your half knowledge aside. Abba. JTA Shankar, yesterday I scolded you and today you are again going to take the scolding. Again, after listening entire drama, he is asking what is benefit of view resolver. If view resolver is not there, if view resolver is not there, how you will get physical view name based on the logical view name? Okay, this is name and location of physical view name. The name and location of physical view name, view component. Okay. Yes, if multiple files are there, what happens? Suppose one more controller is giving one more logical name XYZ. Then it looks for what? Slash webinf slash pages slash xyz.jsp as a physical view name. If you have 100 logical view names coming from 100 controller classes, for before 100 prefixes, after 100 suffixes, all together will be delivered to you. All together will be delivered to you. Are you listening? In the form of view objects. So you need not to worry about doing this mapping separately. That part will be taken care by. Come on. Varaprasad, right now that question is very important. Understanding code is important. Dirty fellow, non-sync fellow, muddy eater. If I scold, you will feel bad. So what, can't you ask at the end? Your notice period will be over by at the end of the class. Okay. Satish Kumar, if you have multiple JSPs, if you have multiple JSPs, multiple logical view names will be given by multiple controllers. Take the logical view name, append prefix and suffix, and you will get one more JSP as physical JSP. Satish Kumar, here one small compromise is there. Whatever logical view name is there, same thing is presenting in what physical view name. Are you listening? What is logical view name? Home. What is physical view name? Home.jsp with prefix and suffixes. This is its working style. You don't like this, you go for other one. Here bit compromise is there. Logical view name only will reflect in what? Physical view component. What do you say, guys? Logical view name only will reflect in this. This is a bit compromise only. When I introduce other view resolver like resource bundle view resolver, XML view resolver, then I will sort out that problem also. Then I will sort out that problem also. Got it? Okay. Aditya, don't attend this session if you don't have Servlet JSP knowledge. The people who joined today, the people who are attending from the beginning, you don't have Servlet knowledge, don't join. Who asked to join the dirty fellows? Spring MVC is there to develop the web application. Without Servlet knowledge, can we develop the web application, guys? You must have Servlet knowledge, my dear. Okay. Name and location. Actually, I want to add this one. The name and location of physical view component are there in what? Prefixes and suffixes. Yes, guys. I think this comment is not required anywhere. Leave it. Okay. Sindhuri Singh, can you contribute at the end? Please focus. Arey, why dirty fellows? Why are you focusing here and there? Why are you not concentrating on subject? Someone says, accept my Facebook request. Someone says, I'm in notice period. Should I join a company or not? What's going on and what you are doing, right? Dirty fellows. Right. Okay, I think everyone clear on view resolver, guys. How a typical view resolver looks. Right. Here one small compromise. Logical view name will be there in physical view component. Logical view name itself will be there in physical view component. Understanding? Yes, boss. Right. Now listen. See the story now. How does this physical view component looks? Home.jsp I am taking, guys. Sheikh, what happens if JSP not found? Exception comes, right? Dirty fellow. What happens if a JSP not found? Okay, in regular web application, what happens if JSP file not found? Dirty fellow, idiot fellow. Is it the question to be asked? Exception comes. How innocently people ask the question sometimes, guys. What happens? Tell me. If any component is not there, what happens? View resolver. When you call render method internally rd.forward execute, that exception will come. Come on. Specific exception you are bothered about now while executing coda. Again, now don't rotate the question, dirty fellow. You did mistake, now he's trying to rotate the question. When you did the mistake, agree the fact. Don't try to cover it. At the rate pays is EL ignored. Everyone, please come back to the subject. Is EL ignored is equal to true. I am going to use expression language. I am asking. Okay, please ignore. Please don't ignore the expression language, right? Is EL ignored is equal to true or better value is false. Is EL ignored is equal to false. Expression language should not be ignored, right? H1 style, color colon red, okay, not red, blue, text hyphen align, text hyphen align center. Welcome to Spring MVC. Welcome to Spring MVC. A small thing I am revealing. H1. I said, whatever data you are keeping in controller as a model attribute, that internally become request scope data. You know that. That internally becomes what? Request scope data. What do you say, guys? I can read and display that data or not. Okay. Data is forward bracket open. There is an implicit object called request scope dot sysdate. Or you can use Java code. You can use Java code like this. percentile equal to request dot get attribute. Now you got a confidence, right? It internally become request scope data. What is that? Sys date. And now I can give one bumper offer also. What is that? Or you just write expression language, sys date. You just write this. This is lot of bumper offer. First searches in page scope, not there. Then searches in request scope, not there. Then searches in session scope, they're also not there. Then searches in what? Application scope, they're also not there. Displays empty string. But if it is available in one scope, it won't go further. If it is available in one scope, guys, it will not go further. So this is request scope dot sysdate, request dot get attribute. What is the best one, sir? This is the best. You need not to worry about scope, guys. It will search in multiple scopes. I'm trying to display model data also, which is nothing but system date and time. I'm saving these guys. This is being saved. Okay. This is being saved. Okay. I'm assuming in Spring MVC application, my JSPs are there in private area. What area? Seriously, in private area. That is there in private area. Now listen. Web.xml. Here is my web.xml. Okay, other day we have got web.xml code now, guys. Web.xml code. Oh shit. No problem. We are masters of copy paste. JSP file. Now listen, though it is there in private area, in Spring MVC, JSP need not to be configured. JSP need not to be configured. What is the URL pattern I have taken? Star.do. Some people are confusing about star.htm. Okay. Some people are confusing themselves with what? Star.htm. Okay. Open this. Acha, in the same document I pasted. Wait. Cut it. Save it. File open. Okay. 5th June. 5th June. Here is my web.xml. Done. Okay, you can take any extension. You can take any extension. Are you listening? Are you listening? Star.do. Logical view name, everything. Since I have taken dot to do, I should map incoming request URI welcome dot to do with controller class bean ID or not. What dot do, guys? Welcome dot to do with controller class bean ID. Yes, boss. Welcome dot to do. I am mapping with what? Controller class bean ID. Why? Because incoming request is going to have welcome, but I'm mapping with this one, boss. Okay. Now listen. URL, request URL from browser. Request URL from browser. Tell me. Local host. What's the port number? 2020. Okay, some Spring MVC first application. Some name, guys. Welcome dot do. Some name, guys. Welcome dot do. Are you listening? Yeah, this is the one way. Another way is also there. You develop in Tomcat server, if no welcome page is configured, what is the default welcome page, guys? In Tomcat server, if no welcome page is configured, index.jsp or index.html. Okay, I'm taking index.jsp. JSP colon forward page is equal to welcome dot do. Yes, I am asking this default page forwarding request to welcome.do URL. You don't write welcome.do manually. You simply think about forwarding request to welcome.do. Yeah, that means you give request up to do request URL from browser, guys. Request URL from browser. Yes, boss. Say paste. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Either this or this. Don't go for both, guys. This is not required. This is not required if index.jsp is taken. If index.jsp is taken. Are you listening my statement? Yes. I'm assuming in the middle one dispatcher servlet is there like this. Array, I introduced what is what through coding or not, which is front controller servlet. Which is the front controller servlet. What is the one I am trying to take? Some people confusing when I take star.htm. That's why I'm taking star.do. In future, I will give another URL pattern also. Don't worry. Right. Shall we see the flow, guys? Number one, deployment. Number one, deployment. Somewhere I am writing number one, deployment. I'm giving code-based flow, guys. Deployment of Spring MVC web application. Spring MVC web application. I want you people to focus, guys. Array, we'll develop application totally from scratch later. Deployment of Spring MVC application. We'll maintain this color. Next, guys. Loading of web.xml. Number two. In-memory metadata of web.xml file. In-memory metadata of web.xml file. Super, guys. Now tell me, guys, because of load on startup that is there, come on, guys. Okay. What activities, guys? Load on startup activities. Okay. DS related. DS related. DS related load on startup activities. Are you listening? Like pre-instantiation of pre-instantiation of pre-instantiation of DS. Yaro. What, guys? Pre-instantiation of DS. IOC container creation. Yes. Pre-instantiation on injections of Spring Beans. What are those Spring Beans now, guys? Controller classes, controller comma, next view resolver comma, view resolver comma, view resolver classes. These are the handler mappings, guys. Handler mapping classes. Controller comma, view resolver comma, handler mapping classes. Are you getting my point there or not there? Yeah, DS related load on startup activities. Here DS means not data source. This is what. Okay, let me highlight this one. DS related load on startup activities that will carry to do all these things. Number how much? Five. Five or four? What's the number, guys? Any idea? Number three? If I am not wrong, number three. Okay. Pre-instantiation of singleton scope beans. Pre-instantiation of dispatcher servlet is done. Don't relax. Please focus. Yesterday I have given diagram based flow. Now I am giving code based flow. Listening, boss? Right. Next one. Okay. Deployment related activities are done. Maybe yesterday I have highlighted as a 2 steps. Today I am giving as a 3 steps because elaborately I am giving. Don't worry. Don't mix up both yesterday's and this one. Number four, browser giving request to web application. Who traps the request? Dispatcher servlet traps the request. Come on. Dispatcher servlet is nothing but this only, Ra Babu. Dispatcher servlet is nothing but this only, right? This is called dispatcher servlet. So who traps the request? Come on, tell me. Dispatcher servlet traps the request. What's the number? 4. Applies what services? System services. I am giving there means applies what services? Common system services. The mandatory system services. Super. Number 4. Next. Handovers the request to handler mapping, guys. Dispatcher servlet handovers the request to handler mapping. In our entire example, how many handler mappings are there? Only one is there. What is that? Number 6. Can you tell me the number? Number 5. Sure. Number 5. Now, what this handler mapping is doing, guys? This handler mapping is giving. This handler mapping is giving bean ID MC. Bean ID MC back to dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet takes that MC, calls ctx.getBean and gets a controller class object. Come on. Gets a controller class object. Are you listening? Now dispatcher servlet calls. Now dispatcher servlet calls ctx.getBean method having bean ID. ctx.getBean method having bean ID and gets a controller class object. On that controller class object, what it will do, guys? On that controller class object, what it will give? It will call handle request method. Come on. It will call handle request method. Now control shift to handle request method of controller class. That is number 8. Super or not? Next. Number 9. Returns MAO object. Number 9. What is there? Returns MAO object. Enjoyed or not? After executing business logic. Okay. Locally only it returning what? MAO object. This MAO object comes to whom, guys? Again, dispatcher servlet. Yes or no? Now, dispatcher servlet receives the MAO object. In that one, it makes model attributes data as request scope data. Leave it. Okay, but gives a logical view name to whom? View resolver, right? Logical view name to what? View resolver. Logical view name to what? View resolver. What is that? Number 11. From view resolver, what it gets? View object. From view resolver, what it gets, guys? Okay, view object. That view object goes to whom? Dispatcher servlet. Number 13. On the view object, what method will be called, guys? Render method will be called. On the view object, what method is called? Render method will be called internally. That's a fixed method, guys. Render method. What this render method will do? Internally uses rd dot forward. Internally uses what? Rd dot forward, and transfers the control to physical view. What is physical view, guys? Slash webinf slash pages home dot jsp. Come on, guys. So this is our physical view. Where is physical view, guys? Where is physical view? Physical view. Actually, one number is missed, guy. 4.5. 4.5. Tell me. Otherwise, 4A. Whatever the sub numbers you want to take it. Because first it will go to this place only, na. 4A. After this one, it will go to this one. Next one is what, guys? 4A. That's over. That's over. So now I'm talking about what this render method. Render method renders the control to home.jsp. That is number 15. And this executes. This executes. Come on. This executes 16. 16. Again, control goes to what? Dispatcher servlet. 17. Okay, finally response goes to browser. Response to browser. Response to browser 18. Yeah. Response to browser 18. Yeah, don't mix up yesterday's numbers and today's numbers. Okay, this is code based flow. Tell me, guys, you got some more clarity today? Some more clarity today? Yesterday, diagram boxes. Today, same thing I am trying to reflect through code. This is called code based flow. Tell me, what you like? Code based flow or diagram based flow? Code based flow is good or diagram based flow is good? Yeah, when our interviewer asks, can you explain Spring MVC flow? 2 questions you have to ask. Number 1, what you need? Diagram based flow na code based flow na? You choose in one thing. Now next one. Then you ask, you need XML driven configuration based flow or annotation driven configuration based flow? So if you ask annotation driven configuration flow, in future I am going to give. Small changes are there, not everything. So if you ask XML driven configuration based flow, this one you have to explain. In annotation driven, small changes will be there, not major, only 5% changes will be there. Okay, and public demand, last time I am explaining, the people are feeling heavy by joining today, yesterday, watch backup videos. Mostly my Srikant sir will keep today night or by Monday. Today night or by Monday, but come to next class by watching videos. Come to next class by watching backup videos. Then you will enjoy. Tell me why I take time. At least you understood. So after introducing component by component, when I involve flow, guys, you are getting real depthness, real internals or not. Okay, and listen, we'll try to add some extra improvement. Number 1, deployment of Spring MVC application. Number 2, in-memory metadata web.xml file process. Number 3, load on startup related activities on dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet instantiation, initialization. In that process, IOC container creation, Pre-instantiation and injections on Spring Beans, controller, view resolver, handler mapping classes are Spring Beans. And on that one, injections also takes place. What kind of injections? Array, prefix suffix indexes to view resolver, and mapping injections to what? Simple URL handler mapping. This kind of injections will take place. That is number 3. Number 4, end user types request URL in the browser address bar without having a last word request path. Then it will search for, is there any default welcome file configuration? Yes, there, that is there, that is there. Then implicit request goes to, come on guys, then this will send implicit request to dispatcher servlet. After all, dot do is there now, boss. This dot do matching now, boss. Okay, dispatcher servlet traps and takes the request. Oh, blunder mein blunder, huh? Someone misguided me, ra babu. Again 4 is there. This trapping also 4 is taken. Actually, I supposed to take 5. But now if I take 5, entire story will be disturbed. Okay, 4B. 4B. Come on, guys. Are you with me? Yeah, 4A, 4B. Dispatcher servlet traps and takes the request. And handovers the request to whom? Handler mapping. Handing over the request to handler mapping. Super. Handler mapping is mapping the request with what? Is mapping the incoming request URI with what, guys? Controller class bean ID. Array, as explained in the diagram only. That is collected and given to, that is 5, 6, given to dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet uses what, guys? CTX dot get bean method here. What it uses? CTX dot get bean method internally. Uses CTX dot get bean method internally. Come on. To get that controller class object. Right, boss. Number 8. Number 8. Calling handle request method on controller class object. Calling handle request method on controller class object. Calling handle request on controller class object. Come on, guys. Are you with me? Super. Calling handle request method on controller class object. That is number 8. Okay. Here all logics are executed, guys. No problem. And returns model and view object having logical view name and model attribute. That is 9. That goes to dispatcher servlet. 10. Dispatcher servlet keeps model attributes data in what? Model attribute data in what? Request to scope. That I have not highlighted. That I have not highlighted, but you assume it. Number 11. Number 11. Come on. Number 11. This viewer resolver is a special view resolver, guys. Special view resolver takes given logical view name and returns physical view class object. Name and location of physical view class object. Okay, guys. Takes LVN from DS. Logical view name from DS. After that, what next, guys? After that, what next? I want reply ra babu. Then what next? 12. Gives view object having physical view name and location. Yeah, this is prefix part. This is LVN part. Right, guys. That view object goes to dispatch servlet. 13. On the view object, render method is called 14. Because of render method, control goes to result page. Control goes to what? Render method internal uses rd dot forward result page. This is our result page, guys. Home dot JSP acting as a result page. Yes, guys. Yeah, what it will do? It will format the result by executing presentation logic and gives that one to browser. Oh, home.jsp gives that one to browser. Where is 16, guys? Then 16 is missed. No, no. This execution of logic 16. Execution of logic is what? 16, boss. Execution of logic is 16. Yes. Number 17. Whatever output that came, that will go to dispatcher servlet. And the dispatcher servlet passes that one to browser. That is 18. I hope I am tired, but I am succeeded. Am I? I am tired, but I am succeeded. Am I, guys? Am I? If any doubts are there, I am ready to spend 2-3 minutes time. Newcomers who joined today, ask your queries after watching backup videos, not today. Tomorrow class is at 9 o'clock. How to access backup videos? Ajit, I will provide URLs. You have to go and watch by clicking on the links. Okay. So far you not watched any backup video of mine. June 2nd class backup video also I kept. Raja, if I tell 10 times, if I announce the time, time will not change. Tomorrow 9 o'clock to till end Log4j workshop is there. Right. I think you are getting confidence that you can become good programmer of Spring MVC. Yeah, in Spring Boot and microservices batches, what will be discussed, sir? Okay. Spring Boot MVC will be discussed directly. Here, Spring course, now all 4 approaches I am discussing. But in coming batches of Spring, only 3 approaches will be discussed. Okay. This is to generate implicit request, guys. Nothing else. This is to generate implicit request. Log4j session will be uploaded. No, will not be uploaded. You have to attend live classes. Implicit objects. Generates implicit request. Array, it will forward the request to welcome.do. Array, that forward request trapped by dispatcher servlet. There onward regular story. There onwards regular story. In spring morning, Spring Boot, when Spring Ret will start, I will tell. So right now, Spring Boot basics are going on. After that, Spring Boot scheduling. After that, Spring Boot data JPI. After that, Spring Boot, what is that? MongoDB. Okay, MongoDB. Then Spring MVC. Then Spring REST. Then microservices. That's a huge syllabus. Tomorrow class is there, only Log4j workshop is there. Remaining all classes are not there. Prashant Kumar, Prashant Kumar, I will share in the chat box. Prashant Kumar, are you the original student of Naresh IT? You're asking me how can I get backup link? Are you original student or black sheep? You know Black Sheep? If you have watched Rajnikant Robo movie, you'll be understanding what is Black Sheep. Right. In morning batch, how I have given microservices duration. Only microservice I'll teach 30 to 40 days. That much depth I will teach. Ravanye, please let us know when Spring Rest is started. Just now I have given order of module and you are sleeping somewhere. Minimum 2 to 1.5 months required, guys. When can I add Spring in my resume with 4 years of experience? When can I add means what, guys? Varaprasad, when can I add means you can add any time. Backup videos mostly today night or Monday. Prerequisite for microservices only Spring Rest. Spring Rest is the prerequisite. Sorry. But I am only teaching Spring Rest now. That's why Spring Boot is the prerequisite. Skyline Spring Data means Spring Data, JPA means Spring Data. Cheyenne goes in this batch Spring Data JPA not possible. Already we have another 1 month course and batch started long back. Okay, sorry, that's a course, that is a topic of Spring Boot Data JPA. But since you are asking, I will try to provide recordings. That's it. When it happens to morning batch, I will try to record the videos. Those videos I will share with you. Okay. Varaprasad, what are the modules I should know to keep in the resume? Actually, thing is like this. Spring ORM is outdated after arrival of Spring Data JPA. Spring ORM is outdated after arrival of Spring Data JPA. Don't waste your time. Varaprasad, frameworks, Spring Hibernate Web Services. Then separate column, Spring modules. Spring modules. Whatever Spring modules, Spring comma, Spring Boot modules. Whatever modules you know, you have to mention. You know only 2 modules, mention 2 modules. You know 10 modules, you mention 10 modules. Okay. For 3 years experience up to microservices, everything is required. Up to microservices, everything is required. So take a separate column for Spring and Spring Boot modules. Spring oblique Spring Boot modules. Is it possible to forward timings of evening batch like 7:30? Satish, I didn't understand your English. Today, one of my friend got his first salary 51,000. He is from very poor family. It is only possible because of your old student. His life is settled. Oh, good, good, good. I am also happy. I want this kind of statements which encourages me to do more hard work. Right. Satish Kumar, is it possible to forward timings of evening batch like 7:30? No, sir, not possible, sir. It's 6 to 7:30 only. I have my other office works. Right. I have my other office works, guys. Sorry, I cannot. No, I cannot. I won't also. I will not also. Right, guys. I think code-based flow you enjoyed, which I think this has given more clarity compared to yesterday. Yesterday I said if you understand 50%, okay for me. Today you got 100% understanding. Development, leave it. What jars we have to add, how to create a project, leave it. I will talk tomorrow. And tomorrow you remind me what are the advantages of keeping JSPs in private area. And did you notice one more beauty? I'm keeping JSP in private area. Am I configuring JSP in web.xml? No. Still internal resource view resolver can locate it. That's the beauty of internal resource view resolver. In Spring MVC, internal resource view resolver can locate private area web component, though it is not configured in web.xml. That is the power of internal resource view resolver, guys. Not only internal resource view resolver, URL based view resolver. Next, resource bundle view resolver, XML view resolver also can do that work. Generally, what is our theory? JSP private area, it must be configured in web.xml. Otherwise, you cannot give request. But today you observe, okay, today you observe that headache is not there. How to get the fake? There are consultants giving documents. Approach them, they will give the documents, but you have to learn subject originally. You have to learn subject very much originally. Fine, boss. Thank you. Have a nice time. Ajay Kumar, Ajay Kumar, Advanced Java soft copy. Search in the group, it will be available. Next class of this batch will be on Monday.